Hi everyone, it's so nice that you've tuned in. Thank you for tuning into my channel. I'm Sonia Choquette, and if you're here for the first time, I'm so excited to welcome you. I hope that you'll find this is a good source for some real guidance in how to get in touch with your authentic self, how to trust your intuition, how to lead your life instead of be led by the energy and the influences of others that don't really serve you. Today I want to talk about a question that I've been asked quite a bit by my viewers, which is, what exactly are vibes? What's the difference between trusting your vibes and listening to your head and your heart? And how do I know it's a vibe versus an emotion or a thought or someone else's energy, which are all just such really good questions. So I just want to break it down for you to make it really clear and really simple. When I say trust your vibes, it's not a casual choice of words. I'm actually mentioning vibes because what I'm suggesting you trust are actual energetic vibrations, which the word vibes is just short for vibrations, that emanate from the world around you, and with that communicate very important information. So when I'm talking about vibes and I'm saying trust what you feel, I understand that it can be confusing because I'm not suggesting that you trust your emotions, because emotions can be all over the map. I'm talking about feeling like sensation, like energy, like feeling how something influences and affects you in your body. And these vibes or these vibrations communicate different types of energy. For example, have you ever walked into a room where a couple has just had a fight and everybody's smiling and acting normal, but you can just feel the tension in the air? Of course you have. We all have. And it's sort of like we don't speak about it because we're all trained to be polite and look the other way. But I am encouraging you to recognize that even though we're not speaking about it, isn't the same as pretending it's not there. So this is different than having a reaction or a thought about something. And so the first thing I want you to know is thoughts don't really have much feeling. Like think of rain, or think of ice cream, or think of a suitcase. And there's some part of you that will put it outside, like it'll picture it out, and you'll look at, you might have a response to your thought, but the actual thought itself has a very different energy than a vibration or an intuitive feeling or sensation. When we get our intuitive feelings, we get them throughout our body, and different places in our body pick up different types of feelings. But the most important one is around what I call your solar plexus, which is around your belly button, and your heart. These are the two places where we most perceive energy, or if we're really guarded, if we're really defended, which given life has been difficult for most of us, is very possible. We kind of shut our energy field down and we push life away and we get shoved up into our heads. So we're not giving ourselves access to our intuition. So we got to fix that. We want to get back to our original six senses, and the most important being the ability to sense energy. So let's just go through a little practice. When was the last time you were around someone who was very positive and had a very, very uplifting and energizing effect on you? Could be someone you know, could be someone you don't know. I know for me, it's my granddaughter who's 4 months old, and every time I'm around her, my energy just goes up through the roof with joy, because she and her vibration is just pure joy. So when I'm around her, I am being elevated by her energy, by her vibes. So think about someone yourself that maybe could elevate you or has elevated you. And then I want you to think about or call to mind or bring to your awareness some situation or some circumstance or some place that had a very negative effect on you, that the energy drained you. For example, I can think of an experience a few weeks ago where I needed to take a taxi somewhere because I don't own a car. And I was in a good mood, and the minute I got into that taxi, it's almost like there was no oxygen inside the back seat because there was such bad vibes around the driver. Maybe he had an angry encounter with someone. Maybe he was having a bad day. Maybe he just broke up with his best friend or girlfriend or wife or partner or significant other. I don't really know. All I know is the minute I got into that car, I felt trapped in bad energy. So now here's where it gets interesting. Trusting your vibes, I don't sit in trapped energy. In the case of my unfortunate taxi ride, we went for a little while, and all of a sudden I thought, this is crazy. I'm in terrible bad vibes. I don't feel safe. I don't feel secure. I feel like I'm being rained on and stink bombed by the guy in the front seat. So I just said, excuse me, you need to pull over. My plans have changed. Let me off here. And he was surprised. And I said, he goes, you don't want to go to where you originally said? And I said, no, my plans have changed. Let me off here. So I quickly jumped out, and I felt like I was being, ricocheted out of a stink bomb. And I was like, thank God. I did not want to be in that energy. I did not want to be in that experience. And it wasn't my emotions. It was physically, my energy was being suffocated and drained and bombarded by negativity. So vibes are vibrations that we pick up in several ways. We pick vibrations up from the atmosphere, like when you walk into a beautiful, serene temple or a church or some sacred space, you feel this clear vibration. It's uplifting, it's beautiful, it's inspiring, but it's clear. It doesn't feel noisy. And I'm using the word feel, like as if your whole body is listening. It just makes you want to inhale. It's automatic. Now, when I talk, so we do pick up energy around our environment. We also exchange energy between people that just completely transcends language. It's called mirror neurons. Where literally our energies are bouncing off one another. And when those energies match and they're positive and uplifting, we have a great time. We feel good. We feel witnessed. We feel safe. We feel seen. And the experience that we're creating with those around us is really lovely. For example, I was at a restaurant a few weeks ago. First of all, that was lovely in and of itself, being back into the world. But the waiter was just particularly optimistic and joyful, and he had a lovely energy. He had a beautiful frequency. And I noticed and said, you have good energy. It's nice to be sitting at your table. Well, from that moment that I witnessed his energy, he witnessed my energy and my family. He said, you all have great energy too. And we just laughed and joked, and he didn't intrude upon our privacy, but he was very much a part of what made the experience fabulous. So I trusted my vibes and said, I'm having an experience energetically, and I acknowledged it. Now, when you encounter a negative energy, it's probably not a good idea to come right out and say you have bad vibes, because people get very defensive. Plus, most people, in my experience, are extremely unconscious of the energy that they're putting out. They are not self-aware. So they will feel that you're attacking them or accusing them, and so that is not a good idea. So what do you do when you are exposed to that kind of energy? Well, the first thing I recommend that you do is you use your left and right foot if you can, and leave, like I did with the taxi. And you don't have to explain. In fact, the less said, the better. Just say, uh-oh, I gotta go. Something's changed. You don't have to tell them what's changed, but inside you can say what's changed is I don't want to be in your bad energy. That's what's changed. And give yourself permission to walk away, get away, escape. If you're not in a car and you're on foot, just say, uh-oh, I gotta go. Something's come up, I forgot something. And what you forgot was, I need to take care of myself. So off you go. And interestingly enough, people who are putting out bad vibes may just unconsciously or semi-consciously know that you are going because you need to get away from them. It's really important to not go after someone who has bad vibes because they're looking for a target and they can just download it on you. So this is our basic exchange. Now, we also can pick up vibes from the subtle realm. We can pick up vibes from guides and helpers and angels, or we just feel like somebody, something, somehow is trying to help me. Where you feel that, go with it. Don't stop and try to figure it out. And is this woo-woo or what is this? Because you'll miss your opportunity. In other words, as I repeatedly say, trust your vibes, trust your experience. Go with it. Go with it. Especially, just to know your body is really a very conscious organ. Your heart, for example, can pick up 5,000 times higher percentage of energy than your gut or than your intellect. And it gives you information that helps you make better decisions for yourself. It helps you know this is good. So I call those green light vibes. This is bad. Those are red light vibes. And this is uncertain. Those are my yellow light vibes. I'm not so sure, so I'm going to slow down. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to listen to my heart, not my head. I'm going to smile and breathe in through the nose, and you can breathe like this. Put your tongue on the roof of your mouth and just gently. If you don't attract a lot of attention to yourself, you regulate your energy field and you amplify your perception. And you can get a real, clear reflection of the energy you're in. So this is very basic, but what we're talking about, I'm not talking about your emotions. Your emotions come in like waves, and they have a lot of story about them. This is bad, that person's doing this because, and this person's because. And so emotions feel denser and heavier, and they have vibes are very subtle. They're almost like if you can imagine a butterfly wing on your cheek. They're very subtle, but they're present. And the thing that's different between vibes and emotions is emotions are all over the place. They can be hot and cold and up and down and intense and dense, where vibrations are subtle, but they're consistent. Thoughts, on the other hand, you get stuck in your head. It's like getting stuck in a pinball machine, bouncing, but nothing feeling grounded or satisfying. I don't particularly think that trying to figure things out helps a whole lot. It's important to get the facts, write them down, and then go for a walk. And just let the energy move through you. Let your thoughts clear out. Let your body get grounded. Let your emotions kind of move along. And then you can get a feeling about what my vibes say. The key is it's all very subtle, but very exciting and consistent. So this takes practice. It takes paying attention. It takes slowing down, being interested. And the other thing you need is to be able to give it language. We claim what we can name. So your vibes might be, my heart says, some of us naturally say it. Some of us have a gut feeling. Some of us say, that just sticks right here. And some of us say, wow, the back of my neck, the hairs are standing up. So pay attention to your language, because it is actually acknowledging you're receiving vibration and the effect it's having on you. And the other thing that I want to encourage you in this, just kind of this little quick tutorial, is don't hold your breath, because if you hold your breath, you're like shoving yourself up into your head and you become a talking head and you get completely disconnected from your body, and then you're completely incapable of tuning into your vibes And then you become a sheep. You just get led like a lamb chop to the slaughter of other people's agendas, and you lose your inner compass. I know this is all new, so if you want to explore this some more and have a very positive, affirming experience, I encourage you to read my book, Trust Your Vibes. Or better yet, you can take my online course, Trust Your Vibes, which really goes into depth with this and will give you some deep insight and guidance. Make it like a game. Don't get heady about it. Don't get all what I call tight-butt about it. Don't get all squeezed down and controlling. Breathe, relax, and just begin to experiment with, how does my heart feel? What does my gut say? Actually ask yourself those questions and answer out loud. You can actually begin to differentiate vibes by saying what my head says, and let your talking head say whatever it has to say, and then recognize the signature of what your head feels like energetically. Then my emotions, you can feel the emotions, the intensity, the passion, but it's still not clear. But when you get to vibes, it's very subtle. And then you can say my heart and my gut say, or my vibes say. Practice trusting your vibes, your body, your heart, your divine self. It's all created in there beautifully. It works. You don't need to know completely how it works, just like you don't need to know how to fly an airplane to get on the flight and go somewhere you want to go. Trust that the way you're designed is beautifully well constructed and capable of giving you good feedback. The key is to be in your body, so take a breath. Do it, what I call going down the slide. Just let that nice jaw open. And you'll feel yourself dropping into your body. I'll be back for more tutorial on how to trust your vibes, what vibes are, what they're not, the difference between vibes. Some are such good vibes, and some are like a poopy diaper in the room. We just don't want to get trapped in somebody else's stinky energy. And by being in your body and trusting what you feel and giving yourself permission to listen, you take care of yourself very well. Final thing is, you don't have to explain or get the permission of any person to trust your vibes. Instead, you just say, well, they're my vibes and it works for me. I'm trusting them. I'm choosing to do that because it works for me. Don't have to explain it. It just works for me. I hope this little tutorial helps you. If you're new to my channel, again, thank you for showing up. I hope you stick around. Please push the subscribe button so when I put out new videos, you can come and get some more empowering information and guidelines and tools to make your life magical and put it back in the flow. And again, if you want to learn more about this subject in particular, one of my great books, one of many that I've written 28 books. The great manual is Trust Your Vibes. You should get that book and the online course and put them right by your bed and work with it every single day. It'll change your life. All my love. Bye.